So welcome back again, students, in this second video of class 12th sociology, and chapter's name is Indian society. It is the first chapter, Indian society. It will be not be evaluated in the board examination, but before starting the next chapter or before entering into the next topic, we have to must read this chapter, because you can say that it is just introduction and prior knowledge or basic knowledge for going forward. So most important thing that I have already told you last day about sociology and its importance, and the main thing that the prior knowledge or the previous knowledge of sociology and society that create the problem sometimes for the students and learners. And I have told you that this prior knowledge or previous knowledge is just like a barrier, because it stop or it create the conflict in the minds of the students and learners, that they are not agree to learn anything new or any new idea, because they feel or they accept that they have the knowledge of that thing or that concept, but it is not true. There may be the more new concept, more new examples, new ideas, and anything new that is not familiar or not, that is not seen by the student or the researcher. So all the students or all researchers and teachers also, or any person who want to learn and who want to gain more and more knowledge about society and sociology, he must be agree and must be ready to learn anything anywhere and at any stage, either he is young or old, or he is too much knowledgeable. It is not the matter, but sociology is a subject in which we can learn anything anytime, and at any place. It is a continuous process, because society and social behavior is continuously changing. It is very fast, and in the modern time it is so fast that we cannot believe. So now we are going to forward, and for the Indian society, sociology provides us a basic knowledge, and firstly a platform by which we can understand that Indian society is very complex. It is not just as the European country society or the American country society. It is more complex than these Western cultures and Western societies. And most of the students are knowledgeable with that in India there are about to 8 major religious groups. The people who are living in India, they are following about to most of the 8 major religions of the world. And among these eight religious peoples, the Hindus are in majority, who have the majority population in India, while others, these maybe the Muslims, Christians, Sikh, Buddhist, or Jains, these are in minorities. So it is a complex society on the basis of religion, and within these religions there are so many castes. Within the religion or religious groups, the particular religion is again divided into many castes, and sometimes the castes are also again divided into subcaste. So the culture, the lifestyle, the occupational structure and activities, and the way of living, all these are different according to the religion and according to the different caste. And India is also a wide country according to area. So the regional diversity or the geographical diversity is also play a major role. And there are many languages in the Indian Constitution. There are 22 scheduled languages, and despite of these 22 languages, about to 500 recognized languages are spoken all around the Indian subcontinent or the Indian states. So linguistic diversity is also play a major role in the Indian society. And casteism, already I have told you, this is a unique, casteism is a unique structure or a unique thing in the world that is especially found in Indian subcontinent. The other countries, especially Western countries, cannot imagine the casteism system of India, how it is working, and how is it is complex, and it is too important for a person and a family or the particular caste. Only the people who belong to a particular caste, they can imagine that how is the caste important for them and their families, especially during the marriages. Caste play a very vital role. And in other places also. And cultural diversity, the culture is also very wide and very diverse in India. You cannot compare and you cannot found the similarities of the culture of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal, and the Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The southern states culture may be very different from the northern states, same as the western states like Gujarat, Rajasthan's culture may be very different from the eastern states like Meghalaya and Assam cultures. So cultural diversity is also play a major role and big role, and it also make the Indian society very complex. And next thing is that this all diversity and complexity of Indian society is very important for a Indian citizen and Indian student, because they have to survive in the country and in these societies. So being or despite of these diversities, they must have to be unite and they must have to respect to each other, so that the country's unity and its you can say democratic combination or democratic philosophy will be stable. In the absence of this unity and in the absence of this cooperation or this respect, it may be the possibility of a division of the country or the conflict between the people or societies. So it is important. And most of the students will be familiar with the Indian Constitution, and in the Constitution, this unity in diversity, this concept is very important. Then being diversity, the all Indian citizens are unite and they are Indians. So at the simplest level, you could say that understanding Indian society and its structure provides a map or provides a sort of social map for a person or for an individual, by which he or she can learn that at which place he or she is located. I want to tell you that after learning or understanding the Indian society, I or you can found your place in the society. Means I can also decide and you can also decide that where are you existing. in the society? What is your place? At which position or at which state you are existing? So it is important, not for only the sociologist, not for only the students, not for only me. All the Indian citizens must have to familiar with the Indian society and its structure, so that they can define that where they are located. So it is important that sometimes comparable social map would tell you where you are located in the society, and you can also compare with the others that where they are located. So for comparison, just like I am a Hindu, and maybe the other person who is a Muslim, so I can compare with him that where he is lying, or what is his situation or condition or location where he is situated, and where I am situated. So this is important, that the sociological study and the knowledge of Indian society, this provide you a map. And you can see in this chapter there is a map that is very complex. They are the boundaries of the religions, boundaries of the different states, languages, and age boundaries. And a child is very surprising or astonished by looking this complexity, and he is feeling where he is located or situated. So this is important, and this puzzle, this thinking, or this complexity sometimes create anybody's mind into trouble, or forced to think that where we are surviving or where we are situating in the society. जब भी हम लोग कभी कभी सोचते हैं समाज में किसी जगह पर, तो पाते हैं कि अरे कितना कॉम्प्लेक्स है ये समाज। इतने धर्म, इतनी जातियाँ, लिंगी भेद, इतने भाषाएं, और उसमें अपनी एक पोजीशन बना पाना, अपना एक स्थान बनाना, और फिर ये डिसाइड करना कि हम किस पोजीशन पर कहाँ पर लाई कर रहे हैं। फिर दूसरों से कंपैरिजन जब करते हैं तब और मुश्किल बढ़ जाती है कि अरे दूसरा व्यक्ति किस जगह पर लाई कर रहा, कहाँ पर है। ऐसी कंडीशन में जहाँ पर एक सिमिलरिटी और इक्वलिटी की बात आती है ना, वो तो बिल्कुल ही रिमूव हो जाती है माइंड से। कि इतने ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स, इतनी बड़ी कॉम्प्लेक्स इंडियन सोसाइटी में हम इक्वलिटी की बात, तो ऐसा लगता है कि बिल्कुल इम्पॉसिबल सा है। लेकिन ये सारी चीज़ें समझने के बाद इंडियन सोसाइटी की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, इसकी जटिलता को, इसका जो ये पूरा मकड़ जाल है, इसको आप मकड़ जाल कह सकते हैं। भारतीय समाज एक मकड़ी के जाल की तरीके से है, और उसमें मकड़ी सेंटर में है। लेकिन जैसा कि आपने पता है कि उस मकड़ी के जाल को मकड़ी ने बनाया है, और उसको पता है वो मकड़ी अपने जाल में कहीं भी आ जा सकती है, उसको भी पता है, दूसरे लोग आके उसमें फंस जाते हैं। तो ऐसे ही जो इस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी को, इंडियन सोसाइटी की जटिलता को समझ लेगा ना, उसके लिए आसान है कहीं भी आना जाना, क्योंकि वो जानता है कि जटिल है, वो उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लेगा। तो उसके लिए हालात या कोई भी चीज़ मुश्किल नहीं होगी। लेकिन ऐसा कोई पर्सन जो उससे नहीं गुजरा है, जिसको उसके बारे में नहीं पता है ना, वो हमेशा उलझन में रहेगा, और उसके लिए सभी चीज़ों को समझना या उसमें कभी कोई फाइनल रिजल्ट निकाल पाना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है। तो एट लास्ट में ये समझ करके कि इंडियन सोसाइटी बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स है, जटिल है, हम आगे इस चैप्टर में जो थोड़ा बहुत और कुछ दिया है उसमें सिर्फ ये बताया गया है कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स में और जो टॉपिक्स हैं वहाँ पर हम क्या रीड करने वाले हैं नेक्स्ट चैप्टर्स में। तो इसी के साथ में इसको, अब चैप्टर को वाइंड अप करने का टाइम है, और आप ये मान लीजिए कि नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में, सेकंड चैप्टर में एंटर करेंगे, और वहाँ से मेन स्टडी स्टार्ट होगी, जिसमें कि इंडिया की जो डेमोग्राफी है, डेमोग्राफिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडिया, इंडिया में सोसाइटी में जो जनसंख्या में जिस तरीके का, पॉपुलेशन में जिस तरीके के जो डिविजन्स हैं, वो बेसिस बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं। ये बड़ा चैप्टर है, लार्ज है, तो उस पर हम लोग सीरियसली और बहुत डीपली स्टडी स्टार्ट करेंगे। तो इस चैप्टर के लिए फ़िलहाल के लिए इतना ही काफ़ी है, और नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में एंटर करने के लिए आप तैयार हो जाइए पूरी तरीके से। तो यहाँ से इस चैप्टर के जो भी नोट्स हैं, स्टूडेंट से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि वो फॉर्म कर लें जितना पॉसिबल हो सकता है। जो जो बेस्ट पॉइंट आपको लगते हैं वो छूटना नहीं चाहिए, कुछ भी नोट डाउन कर लीजिएगा, और आगे के चैप्टर में हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में एंटर करेंगे। ओके, ऑल ऑफ यू, बेस्ट ऑफ लक, थैंक यू।